Welcome to the CrossFit Alioth Unleashed podcast, where we discuss health and fitness, mindset and business with your host, Coach Lloyd. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Alioth Unleashed, where we post updates and teasers on our upcoming guests and podcasts. Here we go. I'm going to give my guest for episode 11 a drum roll. We have indeed today. I've researched my guest really well, but Deborah Stelco is fine. Welcome.
Thank you.
Deborah has been super anxious and scared to get my podcast, but she has agreed to sit down and have a chat, which this is just a chat with Lloyd. That's all it is. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. Let's go.
You're excited. Let's just get it over and done with. Right, we're going to start off by you just introducing yourself to people that are listening and watching. Who's Debs? Where are you from? All that background.
So I'm Debs. I came to Dubai about 5 years ago, and I am a PT, CrossFit coach, work in Warehouse Gym, and recently started my own business, Original Culprit.
Okay, so Original Culprit is basically a clothing brand, which we're going to get onto and speak about more of later in the podcast. Before we do move on to your Original Culprit brand, first of all, just tell people what brought you to Dubai first. So what brought you to the land of opportunity?
So I was in Australia first, and then from there, just on the way back from Australia, I stopped over in Dubai, and I loved it. Managed to get myself a job straight away and moved.
That was it? So you originally stopped for a vacation?
Yep.
And you got your job. How many days been in Dubai?
I got it before.
Okay. So it was planned?
Yeah.
Nice. And you've been at Warehouse since? Was it at Warehouse or?
Yep, Warehouse ever since.
The Warehouse members love you. Are you part of the furniture?
Yeah. They can't get rid of me.
Right, so you've told people that you're a personal trainer, you're a CrossFit coach. Some might say a CrossFit athlete, but we'll get onto that more after as well. What led you to CrossFit in the first place? Have you always been brought up with some sort of sport back in school, or?
Started with athletics, running on the track, and then it went to cross country, into hill racing, and then I got an injury on my knee. Started CrossFit because they just opened a box in my town, and then I started, and then I realised quickly that I was absolutely crap at it. Mm-hmm. There was older people beating me, there was younger people beating me, and I was just like, this is not for me. I'm a person that wants to win all the time. And so I stopped because doing 12 minutes of wall balls did not interest me when I was getting beat by older people. Mm-hmm. So I went back to running and hurt my knee again because it was off season. So it was road running, hurt my knee, and I went back to CrossFit, and I realised that squats, lunges, things like that didn't hurt it as much as running did. And then I stuck at it, and I stuck it out. I continued going, and I was there, and then again, just loved it. Mm-hmm. Made a community there. A lot of my best friends are there.
Was this in your hometown?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the box called?
It was called CrossFit East Kilbride, but it's now called Base Fitness. Changed. It's got bigger. It's actually celebrating its 10th birthday today.
And how long have you been doing CrossFit for now?
I will have been doing it for about 6 or 7 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time.
Quite a while.
I'm the same, I think 8.
A veteran.
When it came to the running, you did cross country. Did you actually enjoy running? Are you one of these weird people that actually enjoyed running back in the day, or?
I was good at it, so my parents pushed me at it more. Didn't really train for it. I was just kind of taken to competitions, and I was either podium or becoming first. And yeah, I had the knack for it. I just didn't particularly enjoy training for it. Mm-hmm.
Similar to you now on the CrossFit, right?
Well, pretty much. Yeah, I can manage it. But yeah, I did some races, and I ended up running for Scotland as well a while ago, long while ago. Mm-hmm. I think it was a CrossFit World Championships or something like that.
CrossFit or cross country?
Cross country. Jesus.
Cross country.
Cross country World Championships, and I came 4th in that in Italy, so that was quite cool.
Oh wow. Yeah. Like a little cross country athlete.
Mm.
So after the cross country, like you just said, you got more into the CrossFit because it didn't quite hurt your knee as much. Mm-hmm. Obviously, by the sounds of it, you're pretty competitive. Even though you didn't like to do cross country, you're still pretty good at it. You still, like to compete in the sport. So I'm guessing that sort of took over at CrossFit as well, as you sort of enjoyed it more and more, and then you decided to get better and beat these other people that was beating you in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to CrossFit, how did you find that transition from running to CrossFit?
It was just it was going more often to the gym. Like, you couldn't sporadically go once a week and think you're going to get better. So I started committing to it more often and going 5-6 times a week. And then again, just with the practice, things become easier, the skills become easier, and you get better as you go. Yeah. So I noticed that I was getting better at what I was doing, and it was because I was practicing it all the time. So yeah, from there, realising that I was good at it, continuously. So then I just, kept at it. So
you went from your hometown straight to Australia. Mm-hmm. Why did you do that? Why did you decide to go to Australia? What was the story behind that?
Decided I wanted to change.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people when they're younger like to obviously go to Australia, like to get the visa, do the farm work and stuff like this. Is this something that you did?
That is. I landed, I had a friend there, so I stayed with her for a few weeks. I was working in a cafe, and then I managed to get a job working in a gym, managing a gym, which I didn't expect to happen. And then from there, I ended up staying for way longer than I wanted to in the one place, and then decided after that I wanted to do my farm work. Mm-hmm. So I went up to Bundaberg and was picking lemons for 2.5 months.
For a living?
Yeah. But yeah, that was great up there. It was so much fun. I ended up kind of managing the hostel that I randomly went into, and I got my whole time there for free while I was staying. So, because I was checking people in, things like that. So yeah, it was good. It was a good couple of months before I came to Dubai.
So Australia was a hit then. You stayed in Australia for how long? 10 months?
Only 10 months. Then I was back for my friend's wedding.
Okay,
in Scotland.
And then you came to Dubai.
And then I came.
And never looked back since.
I have not. It's the best place. I love it.
So we've been in Dubai quite a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nearly 5 years.
Working for the warehouse gym.
Yes.
How long was it since being in Dubai that you decided to sort of create this clothing brand called Original Culprit that we're going to get onto shortly?
So I'd always had the idea of having this creative edge of wanting to do something like this, but never really knowing where to start, what to do, what avenue to go down. Would it be sports? Would it be fashion? And then it wasn't till the global pandemic that we had a lot of spare time on our hands, sitting in the houses in Dubai doing absolutely nothing. And then, so that is basically where the idea started, was in the middle of lockdown.
What sort of inspired you to have this own clothing brand for fitness, or whether it be fashion, whatever it might be? What inspired you to do that? It's not just a normal thing that people go out and do. No.
So obviously working in the gym, always wearing leggings, sports bras. It is very expensive to be wearing a lot of the brands that I was wearing. And I seen a gap in the market for having the quality of those other brands, but for a much cheaper price, in my opinion. So then basically I just started sitting down, square jotter, drawing a logo, which became this logo here just now. And then afterwards...
Sure, you can turn around and show people your logo.
This one.
That's it. I think we can have it popped up on the screen as well.
Like this.
Yeah.
So started with the logo first, and later, after looking at the logo for a while, is when I came up with the name Original Culprit.
Yeah. So that's definitely backwards. Is that how the Scottish do it? Because usually you'd
end
up with a name and then a logo, but...
I think being locked up in COVID just made everyone go crazy. So I think it's pretty backwards, but that's how it panned out.
Has the logo sort of developed since, or has it just been the same?
It's been the same
from day one.
I mean, there was a few different options on that jotter. I've still got it back home somewhere, but this is what it's been like for the last nearly 2-3 years now. Mm-hmm. So it hasn't changed thus far.
So what kind of things have changed regarding to Original Culprit then?
Just more items on the website, trying to get into like the men's scene as well, but it's proven a bit more difficult. But I mean, I feel like the demand is there for men's. It's just me deciding what I want.
Okay.
What route I want to go down to.
Are you quite indecisive?
I wouldn't say so.
Is this a men's top I've got on today, or is it a unisex?
Unisex.
Unisex. I mean, I love the colour, and thank you for my t-shirt.
You're very welcome.
Branding Original Culprit, my podcast. So you started this business, if you will, up in COVID times. How was that process for you, like starting up your own clothing brand? It must have been mental.
It was. So starting off, I obviously haven't got a clue about anything. So I've just started researching everything, going into like looking on for suppliers, just searching on loads of different tabs where I can source things from, and then I ended up finding somewhere that I could source from. I made a very small order of maybe like $500 or something, and got it sent here. And then because I was working in the gym at the time, a lot of the girls that were coming to the gym, I started wearing it. They noticed it, and I started selling to them. They liked it, and I guess it basically has just grown from word of mouth. So everything on my Instagram is completely organic, so I've not done any paid advertising, no paid anything. Basically everything that's happened is because I've done it.
Yeah. And your friends have helped?
A lot of friends have helped,
yeah.
With promoting and giving advice, but with regards to like website, everything, like I did everything myself. And I know it's not the best, but it does the job.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning as I go. Like.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's quite refreshing for people to hear as well. Like most people, if they set up a business, it's like trial and error. You learn as you go.
Yep.
And most people don't have an actual clue what they're doing.
No.
Which is just like yourself.
Yeah.
But it is quite refreshing to know that, you know, you can be quite successful at starting up your own business, make mistakes, learn from them, and continue to grow, which is exactly what you're doing at the minute.
Yep.
When you first got your bulk order for $500, like how did you know what sort of like type of t-shirt you wanted, like what material it was like, or was it just like off the bat just order these and hope for the best, or?
Pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah. So it was just sports bras and leggings I got in to start off with. I could just basically go off what I could see online, and it was a case of it's either going to turn up and be really nice or it's going to be really shite. So
I'd hate that.
I know, but
when you go
it worked out.
When you go shopping for clothes yourself, do you like to shop online, or do you like to go and actually try the clothes on or feel the material?
I like to go to the shop and try
me too.
it on.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I can't stand these people that like literally online shop all the time, then send it back because they don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'd rather go shopping and know that it's the right fit or whatever.
Yeah. Basically, I was just very lucky. The supplier that I got was like gold star from the very start.
Are you still using the same supplier
and
now?
I'm still using the same supplier now.
Nice.
So everything has worked out on my favour.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of business with them now, obviously, since... And obviously, orders are much bigger than $500 now, so...
Well, hey, she's made it.
Trying.
Yeah. So what about the designing as well? Like, did they do the design for you, or did you just send over like, this is what I'm sort of thinking, then you work with someone to be like, okay, this might work better?
So they've got some designs that they already have, but I'm also sending over things that I quite like and seeing if they can adapt with it, different materials.
The logo as well?
Logo as well.
You'd obviously send them the logo and...
Send them everything, they produce it for me, and they send it obviously back here to Dubai.
Yeah.
But again, like everything is a learning process here. Learning new things. Every time that I make an order, there's something else that I need to fill in or I need to sign up for or whatever. But yeah, so this is me going into my 3rd year of my trade license as well.
Oh, wow.
Yep, so that's quite exciting.
I bet it's gone really quick, right?
Yeah, so quick.
Yeah.
But it is so exciting because everyone is wearing it.
Around Dubai.
Around Dubai. So it's cool to see now when I'm out or if I'm at a competition, people are wearing it that I actually don't know. So obviously I'm having the orders coming in. So again, it's me that's doing everything. The order comes into my computer. I'm fulfilling the order, I'm packaging it, and I'm sending it with my delivery guy, Ahmed, who's been with me for quite a while now as well. So it's exciting.
I think that's a good thing about your sort of, it's not a huge sort of business. It's not as big as probably you might want it to be just yet.
Yeah.
But I guess that's, you know, it sort of works in your favour because you are the person that deals with the emails, the deliveries, like you're so hands-on with your business, which is your sort of baby, and it's probably the best approach to have.
Yeah.
Rather than someone else be in charge of it.
Yeah.
Which might happen in the future if you get to a bigger sort of audience, which, you know, you just never know. It might happen.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it just works for now because, you know, it's actually, you can cope with the workload, if you will.
Yep, exactly.
For now. So what unique sort of qualities does Original Culprit brand offer? Like what sets it apart from other brands? What's different about it? Why is everyone round Dubai wearing Original Culprit?
I think it's partially to do with they know who I am, so they're supporting me as a person, Debs, Stoked Fit, as well as they realise that it is affordable. A lot of brands out there are charging a lot of money for a pair of leggings or a bra that is very similar to what I offer, but just a much cheaper rate. Do you know what I mean?
Are you making lower margins than these bigger companies then? You must be. Or is that not just a secret that you can't give away? So it's got to be, you know, you've got to have some sort of margin. You've got to earn some sort of money through doing what you're doing, obviously.
Yeah, of course. But I also don't want to take the piss either.
No.
Yeah,
you can't charge too much. You've got to find that sort of right balance, right?
Yeah.
Which is why people are sort of wearing it, because I guess you've hit the sort of pricing range.
Exactly.
Has that always been the same, or is it sort of like deviated a little bit up and down?
It has been the same the last few years, but I'm happy with where it is just now because they're not just coming and buying one item. Every order that's coming in is at least 2 or 3 items. So it's repeat customers. So I'm getting a lot of people coming back. They know and love the product, so they're coming back for more in a different colour. Or the amount of competitions that are in Dubai, if they want to go matching with their partner, they're buying matching sets, which is also really cool as well. But yeah, it's at that price point that I would be happy to pay myself, and I just don't want to take the piss.
I mean, price is a little bit of what you sort of offer. Like you said, it's sort of like they're doing it for you because they know who you are. They might follow you on Instagram or whatsoever. But people sort of support local brands and, you know, like startups, and people like doing that. So I think like people are sort of supporting you. It's like, you know, Debs has got this clothing brand. It's actually pretty decent. Let's just buy it. You know, I think that's what's done you well is at the minute is because it's so local and within sort of basically one community, if you will. It's sort of around the CrossFit community.
Yep.
You won't really have it around maybe a global gym as much as sort of like a CrossFit sort of community. Yeah. And the CrossFit community over in Dubai is, as you know, pretty big because you're getting all these big orders. What sort of challenges did you face then in COVID trying to, you know, build this brand? You must have thought, you know, at times come where, you know, I give up, like this is too hard, or like what challenges did you face?
Having to do things by myself. So building the website.
Is this the first time you've ever built a website?
Yeah.
Did people help you out or not? Was it literally just you from the beginning?
No, I did. I did do a lot myself, but Scott told me to push and check YouTube videos and all this kind of stuff. And like, if I learn how to do it, I'll know how to do it for the future. So that was definitely a big help there. But keeping up with it is just like hard because I'm not a techie person, but it does the job.
It does the job.
That's the difference.
Is that the only way people can buy your products, or what? Like through the website, or there's different avenues and streams that they can buy your stuff from?
Just the website. I mean, people that know me, like specifically, can ask me. But also do
like
events.
I did today.
Like exactly today. But events do very, very well as well. People come and get to see the product. They actually get to feel it, see the colours. So, yeah, that's definitely good as well.
Mm-hmm. Apart from just doing everything on your own, was there anything specific that you thought, I've had enough? Did you hit a roadblock anywhere and just thought, right, fuck this?
I mean, yeah, often. Often.
Yeah.
Self-sabotage, thinking it's not good enough. Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame. No, but like, it's funny how like you have this perceived idea of your own business, because it's like when people try and talk, like speak about themselves. When we want to say negative things about ourselves, it's pretty easy. We can always pick out the negative things that are wrong with us personally. But then when we try and speak positive about ourselves or what we think's good about us, people find it hard to sort of say them things about themselves.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the same with you and your business. It's like all you're thinking is things that you need to fix, the problems that you might face, but you're not thinking of the things that you've already done and made better to where it's at now. So people from out looking in are thinking, Debs has got her shit together. She's got this clothing business that's kicking off. She's like this super fit, young CrossFit athlete who is an entrepreneur now and got her own branding company, whereas you're thinking, oh, well, you don't know the half of it, So
yeah, exactly. It's
mad.
Yeah, it's been hard. There's been a lot of times that I've just thought, like, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to do it anymore. Like, it's too hard. I can't expand this any further, or just think it's not good enough compared to, I guess I see other brands popping up and they've got all the perfect pictures and they've got the websites looking amazing and the branding's good and they've got the advertising, and I'm thinking, oh, fucking hell, I've not got any of that.
Yeah.
But I do my best and it's doing well. So.
I think what people are doing is buying into you.
Yeah.
I think that's the main selling point for your company. Like, people are just wanting to invest in Debs, which you've got to keep going.
Yeah,
even if you do sort of get bigger initially, I think to have you as that person that deals with maybe some orders or a delivery maybe, stuff like this, I think works well, and people appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, people appreciate you putting in the work of your own little baby.
Yeah.
Which is great. Do you do any sort of marketing strategies? Do you have like a certain social media strategy? Like, what's the plan?
I don't have one.
You don't?
No.
So you just post whenever you feel like doing a post? There's no
Post
set strategy?
Whenever I get content, I'll post things. A lot of it is like self-sufficient, as in like people tag it, so I'm resharing it. For example, there was a woman who posted on British Mums, her
Facebook? On
Facebook. She posted one of the bras that she got at an event. Forgot what the name was because she ripped the label out. And like maybe 50, 60 people commented, that's the original culprit, I love that, blah, blah, blah. And like, this is when I was flying back. I just flew back into Dubai and I had all these messages from people and like screenshots saying, are you roasting?
I'm hot. I think the SE's just stopped. Let's get some mercy on, please, madam.
Yeah, I had all these messages from people saying, oh, everyone's talking about Original Culprit on this Facebook page, and then I go onto the Instagram and I've had like 100 new follows on the Instagram page, which was like amazing. So a massive reach there. So it's, for me, one of my best tools is word of mouth and the power of social media.
Yeah. I think anyone that's listening, if you are trying to sell something, get on those Dubai mums groups, because they are crazy. Like, there's so many people on that, and like you said, word of mouth. Once one person likes something, then they all want it.
That's it.
So if you're going to try and sell anything, join that Facebook group, because everyone in Dubai knows that Facebook group, Dubai Mums. So sell yourself on there. If you're a PT, you're listening, you need some clients.
That's it.
Get on that Facebook group, because it definitely works wonders. I mean, I know you don't see yourself as this successful sort of entrepreneur sort of woman, but you do have some sort of qualities that you need to get as far as you have done with your successful-ish clothing brand. What do you think is the most important quality for like an entrepreneur to have? Like, Is it consistency, determination, self-belief? I mean, you don't have self-belief, but self-belief, hard work. What is it? Is it a combination of things or what?
Combination of all of that, really. You need to... It's in demand. For me, OC's in demand. I've got people messaging me all the time. When's this size coming back in? Or when can we get a new colour of this? And that? So I need to keep on top of it to keep my customers happy. And it's almost just like a challenge now for me to just keep at it and stick at it, because I do know, even though I do have self-doubt, that it could be elevated and it could go to the next level. So it's just seeing where it can go from here. Yeah.
Do you feel like you could be doing more to let that happen?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what's stopping you from, doing more?
Not knowing what I should be doing.
I mean,
again, it's learning.
It is a big learning curve, and like you said earlier, that even starting out this company, you didn't know what you were doing, and you did research how to start up a website, whatever it might be. So I think it is all about learning. Yeah. Where to go to next.
Yeah. Getting advice from others and listening to other people that have gone through it before. Yeah. But I just think a lot of what I've done is just been luck as well. Like, I've just ended up in a good place. I think it's just started it at the right time.
Yeah, I think timing has everything to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Like, timing's a bitch for most people, but you've hit sort of a niche market at the right time. Yeah. And it's just sort of elevated since then. Yeah. Like you said, like, luck is a part of it, because I feel like I'm quite a lucky person as well, or people think I'm a lucky person. Things just tend to drop for me, or whatever it might be. Like, I'm in a car park looking for a space along with 6 other people, but it's always me that gets that one space that, the car comes out. I'm pretty lucky like that. And for you as well, like, searching for your distributor and your clothes, like you said it earlier, you just the first person you found, and that's it, you've used them since. Yep. Which, that's pretty lucky, because most people would have gone like 4 or 5, if not more times to different people. So I think luck definitely does have something to do with it. So at these points where, you've struggled, you've thought, fuck it, I don't want to do this, what's actually kept you going? What's stopped you from actually saying, you know what, I'm not into this? What's kept you going?
It would be defeat then, wouldn't it? I don't want to be defeated by it.
Okay.
And I know it can go further. It's just...
So it's you being competitive?
Yeah, I guess, definitely.
And you knowing that...
It can be elevated and it can go further.
Yeah.
It's just, how did I get it there? We'll see.
Well, do you have any ideas?
I don't know at this point. Maybe an investor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So a little bit more money?
Yeah, a bit more cashola.
And what about someone that actually knows what they're doing? Someone with a bit of experience?
It might be handy.
Yeah. Because Deborah doesn't have a clue. But she's doing all right, and she's winging it, and everything's going smooth.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Does your company have any sort of like values or beliefs? Like, what does it stand for? Does it stand for anything? Do you have any sort of company values?
I guess like women empowerment, but obviously branching into the male side as well. I guess empowerment for everyone. Yeah. Feeling good what you're wearing.
Feeling good and looking good at the same time.
Yeah, looking good, because a lot of people are like wearing it all the time and posting about it and feeling good in it. So they obviously are feeling good, right? So yeah, that.
Nice. So you've been sort of lucky to this certain point now, with your clothing brand. Do you think that luck's just going to run out sometime soon? No? No,
I don't think so. I'm going to keep pushing at it.
Yeah. So what's your next step for Original Culprit then? Like, you must have something next in line, whether it's making more T-shirts, whether it's elevating the business a little bit by maybe branching out somewhere else, or maybe getting an investor. Like, what's on your sort of, I mean, please tell me this, but you must have some sort of goals that where, you want this to go. Like, what's next? Like, what do you see the future Original Culprit being? You must have this sort of idea in your head. Obviously, you're not quite there yet, but like, what do you want it to be? Do you want other things going on apart from like a men's sort of side as well? Like,
yeah, just branched out. I'm already in the UK, but it's proven difficult to manage what's going on there as well as in Dubai. Just obviously because I'm not in the UK pushing it. but my lovely mum and dad are doing their best
Yeah.
to fulfill orders for me back home. So that's good in that sense. But yeah, elevate it.
How are you getting the orders from the UK?
I've got stock in the UK in
Okay,
my old bedroom at home.
How do people in the UK know about Original Culprit? Because it's just sort of like what I see is Original Culprit is like sort of just Dubai based only, and it's you as well trying to sell it. Like, how are the UK going to know about Original Culprit?
So I do have a UK website as well.
Okay.
That I do post about.
So only people that follow you from the UK are going to see this website.
Yeah.
There's no other people. So people that know you from the UK are the only people that are going to see
Yeah.
your website. So we obviously need to branch out a little bit there, don't we?
We need to do some branching.
Yeah. If anyone's got any ideas, any people listening, any ideas and a little bit of money, you can contact Debs on her Instagram, which is just going to pop up right here. So one thing that you didn't mention, and I'll bring up because it is part of your sort of future plans for Original Culprit, you are going to run the first Original Culprit women's only competition.
Yes.
So tell people more about this, how the idea come about, what the idea is of creating this competition.
Yeah. So we are running the Original Culprit Throwdown. It is going to be ladies only competition with males involved, so males judging, obviously
Males have to judge the competition, right?
they'll be there. And yeah, so it's teams of 3 ladies, 4 workouts that's going to be planned for. And it's going to be on the 10th of June. It started with, yes.
The 10th of June, that's the date of the Original Culprit competition, and it's going to be the date that this podcast is going to be released.
Magic. Perfect.
Mate, it's just made for each other, aren't we?
So yeah, the boys at Precision Events, Pat and Putes, got in contact with me, and they were like, let's do an OC throwdown. So
it wasn't your idea?
It was partially their idea or my idea. So that was really cool because obviously we've done work together before for their competitions, and they've been so helpful with me, allowed me to have stalls at their competitions, which has obviously helped branch it out even further as well. So I can't thank them enough for that. So yeah, we're in the process of getting it all planned and sorted. But from yesterday, it's actually been fully sold out. So all 30
Congratulations.
teams. Thank you. It's very exciting.
Where's the venue?
Sports Village Gardens in Sports City.
And who's this competition for?
Apart
from ladies. But is it for everyone? Like, have you got to be a certain fitness level to come and join in, or what?
So it's a range of fitness levels. The idea behind it was to get women into competition that have never competed before because they're too scared about how hard it will be. So the point of this was to make it accessible for your average gym goer. So we've got a lot of teams that are involved who have never competed before, which is really cool. So yeah, there's going to be no barbell, no gymnastics. So it is that's an element that's taken away out of it.
So what do you do then? If there's no barbell and gymnastics, what do we do?
So there's going to be a lot of cardio. There's going to be a lot of dumbbell, kettlebell.
So pretty standard
plates.
Stuff that a lot of people can do.
Like functional fitness. Yeah. So it's a lot of things that people can do. If they go to the gym, they already do this in their circuits class or their CrossFit class. And we have got a lot of amazing sponsors that are coming in and prizes, which is going to be amazing as well. We've got, 10 prizes, which is going to be so cool. A lot of the WOD guys, Warehouse Gym, Golden Hour, all these amazing brands, and female run brands as well that are wanting to be involved. Headcase.
What's Headcase?
Hairdressers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
They're going to be there. They're going to be doing braids and glitter, and it's going to be girly and fantastic and awesome. We can't wait.
So just women getting together, celebrating a bit of fitness.
Yeah, competing against each other.
Nice, and just having fun.
Yeah.
So if you've actually never been to a competition, you never competed before, and you fancy it, something that you might be interested in, or something that might scare you, but you feel like you could do it, then I think that this competition is definitely worth a go.
Yeah, definitely.
So sign
and it's
up.
not going to be the last one either.
Yeah, obviously you're going to have more planned, right? It's
Yeah.
the first of many. So how do you see it going? Are you confident that it's going to be a great success?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The way the boys ran it last time, like it was very to the T. I'll just be floating around making sure everything's sound and everyone's having fun as long as the music's good. Yazzy's going to be doing the music, and she's amazing on the decks as well. So it'll be such a good day. I cannot wait for it.
Are you prepared? Is everything sorted now? Are you prepared?
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've tested most of the workouts. We've released one of them already. We're going to release another one probably on Friday. And it's really cool because people are actually trying the workouts beforehand, testing it, see what their scores can be. So that's really cool as well.
Who's coming up with the workouts?
Me.
Oh, okay.
With the help of other people as well.
So you girls don't like the workouts. You've only got one person to blame.
Yeah, blame me.
Playing Debs, just like we do if we don't like our t-shirts. So that's the competition.
Yep.
The 10th of June.
Yep.
Not going to be the first one.
Yeah.
When you spoke about sponsors for the competition, do you have Practical coming to your competition?
I do not.
Because they're my main sponsor for the podcast. I'm sure that they'd be happy to come over with some healthy snacks and treats. We have got some actually, and you're going to try one of the treats right now. Yeah. Okay. I know you're hungry. You can either have the brownie or some sort of protein chocolate coconut ball. Okay. I had a brownie earlier and it's really good, by the way. But yeah. So I think some of you girls would love this Practical snacks in between the workouts. So we'll hook you up. Oh, I'll hook you both up.
Thank you. I've got a mouthful.
It's all right. I won't ask you any questions just yet. We can still try and sell your original. Oh, actually, I don't need to sell it because it's full.
It's full.
It's full.
We might actually open up a couple of more spaces, but that's TBC.
To be confirmed.
Yes.
Just work that out. So that's the competition. The only thing that we can discuss now is you and your sort of athletic CrossFit career. Obviously, that's how people know who you are as well. This is why people are buying these sort of clothes from you, because you are sort of big within the Dubai fitness community, whether it's doing CrossFit or working for the warehouse doing this sort of functional fitness stuff. So I definitely think that considering you do both, which is working for warehouse, which is not sort of CrossFit heavy. I know you do a little bit of CrossFit, but it's not just based around CrossFit. It's based around functional fitness. And you do the CrossFit maybe in other gyms as well. You train CrossFit, you like CrossFit, you do some events, you've done team events, and you've previously just done your first sort of individual CrossFit. So I'm guessing that sort of does help people buying into what you're trying to provide, which is clothes that you'd wear when you're working out.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just tell people about this first CrossFit competition that you did, because I know that you loved every minute of it and you learnt a lot doing your competition, which was against some pretty decent people.
The UE Storm.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
God.
What happened there?
Yeah, my first indie comp.
That's individual competition.
It was very daunting. I thought I was going into it prepared and excited for it. Big prize pot.
What was the prize?
30k.
30,000 dirhams. How many pounds is that?
Like 6,000.
6,000 pounds. So people listening from back home and thinking, it's a weekend of work, and if you do finish first, you got 6,000 pounds. That's mad.
Yeah.
That's one thing that obviously bring a lot of athletes to Dubai is cash money.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So the competition was sent to me and I read up on it and seen that it was in Fujairah, so another emirate. And I thought, who's going to go to Fujairah for a competition?
Well, for 6k, a lot of people, for 6,000 pounds, a lot of people might do.
Yeah, and then I seen the lineup of girls that were going, and my confidence started to slip dramatically, and it continued slipping right up until I completed that first workout. But it was really cool to meet some really amazing athletes as well. So
who were the big names that you competed against for your first ever individual competition? Let's tell people who you competed against.
Well, Sarah Sigmund's daughter was there, Gemma Rader, Paulina, all these amazing athletes, and then me, who's just like an athlete, but
there's a big gap between being a decent athlete, which is you, to just that other level. Like Sarah's just a different level.
But it was amazing. She's lovely and really nice, and made it more pleasant, like being in her company, because you think like, I was scared the whole time, and I'm not used to losing. I like to be up there on podium, but yeah, this was another level.
So where did you end up finishing?
Dead last.
Yeah, last. Wow.
Thanks.
No prize money for finishing last, right?
No, nothing.
But an experience. You got
It was.
you got to experience some sort of competition with top athletes.
Yeah,
and,
it was really cool.
People like doing that from time to time. Just keeps you humble a little bit.
Yeah.
Know that you've got a lot of work to do to win £6,000.
That's it. Yeah.
It's a lot of money. So no wonder Sarah went. I think Sarah ended up winning. Was it every event and the whole competition?
Yeah, 38k.
So there was prize money for winning just one event.
Mm-hmm.
So if you won one event, what was the prize money?
1,000 dirhams.
1,000 dirhams. So £200.
Yeah.
Just for an event win. So just for 5 minutes of your time, here's £200.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So Sarah cleaned up.
She did.
Very clever
Well
woman.
deserved.
Very clever woman. Apart from, this only one time you've done individual competition, you have done a few team ones.
Yeah.
And your most successful sort of stint at a team competition was what? Tell people.
Semi-finals.
Go on, let's say it again.
Semi-finals.
Okay, so let's just talk about more about that.
That was really cool.
What was your team and your experience with reaching the semi-finals of the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, so again, this was maybe the second year of COVID, so everything was kind of still shut down and flying places was closed down. So by the time we actually went to go and compete at our competition, which was supposed to be in Korea, everything was still in lockdown, so we had to just do it in the gym. It was still an experience, though. Yeah. That was cool.
How did that go, your semi-final at the gym? So you did it at CrossFit Alioth, right?
We did it, yep.
The team was, what was the team called?
Minhal, Mike and Jess.
What was the team called? Do you remember? Alioth Dark Horses, was it?
Dark Horse?
Yeah, Dark Horse,
Was
Alioth Dark Horse. I think so.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the workouts? Like, tell people about that one and only experience that quite a few people
I shredded my hands apart.
Yeah.
It was rowing, and then there was handstand walks, and then it was legless rope climbs, and I managed to shred my hands apart. They were bleeding, they were falling apart and falling off. I had people wrapping tape around my hands. There was blood all over the floor. It was just a fucking disaster, to be honest. So yeah, we managed to get part of the way through. Unfortunately, Jess and Manal never got a chance to do anything that workout because I did slide down the rope and slice my hands open. But
I remember that vividly just because it was so bad.
Yeah,
I
cried
she
halfway through that.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of tears.
Yeah,
and a lot of people did feel sort of sorry for yourself and the team, which yeah. I mean, I remember vividly the whole situation of you trying to get up the rope. I mean, you got up the rope.
I got up.
That was great. It was obviously a number of times you'd already done some rope climbs, so you're pretty fatigued. Maybe your grip had gone, but then you reached the top of the rope and you was like, I can't pull anymore.
No.
And you couldn't control yourself. And you literally just kept hold of the rope like you would, just like your natural instincts is to grab hold of something really hard. So she's done this and she just slid her down the rope like you would a pole. And bad. Her hands is just totally ripped.
Yeah. Both got some nice pictures of me.
Yeah? And maybe we can put them up. We can put some maybe a little video as well of Debs crying about her hands.
Yeah, it was bad.
But as a general sort of competition, how was the semi-finals for you? Yeah, that's the only time you've done the sort of semi-finals, right?
Yeah, it was a really cool experience to do it. I mean, it would have been probably much better if we got to go to Korea that year, but COVID. So COVID brought some bad and some good in the last few years for me.
Yeah. Have you got any plans in the future to do more sort of individual CrossFit competitions or maybe get to semi-finals again? Because I know that if you set your mind to something that you're pretty good at getting to where you want to be. So before the COVID thing, you trained a lot, whether it was to do with CrossFit, knowing that you'd have a chance to go to the semi-finals of South Korea, which you did, but actually didn't get to go.
Yeah.
So have you got any sort of plans in the future to maybe try that again, maybe go to South Korea and travel?
I think my CrossFit time is over.
Yeah? How old are you?
I just turned 31.
31, and you think that your CrossFit career is over?
Yeah, I'm just too injured. I think when I turned 30, the last 6 months, I feel like my body aged like 10 years. So I'm pushing through, but I've got sore knees and I've got a really bad shoulder. So I'm actually looking to go down that High Rocks route now. Go back to my running.
Yeah. Which you're pretty good at.
Which I'm okay at.
Yeah. You can tell people you just won some race. Go on, tell people this. Tell people your story that you were telling me about this 5K race. Come on, tell us.
It was 10K.
Oh, 10K. I'm so good at listening to my guests, Anna. I am terrible. Your time, I mean, your time was probably my 5K time, which is probably why I'm thinking 5K. But come on, tell people what you did and what happened, and tell us all that. Jibang.
I did a 10K race last week.
Don't miss out any details. Come on.
And apparently this girl beat me, which she never passed me. But I'm not going to be bitter about it.
Okay, no, she's not bitter at all. I mean, she was bitter with me one-on-one, but she's not going to be bitter on the podcast. She's over it. But basically what happened is it was like a sports event / run, 10K for time. You got a PB?
On the 5K, yeah.
That's why 5K is in my head. So it was 2 timed events, maybe.
I was just timing it.
Okay, so you timed your 5K. Yeah. So your 5K was what?
20:45.
Okay, and then your total 10K time for the race?
I think it was like 44 or something, but it was very hot outside as well. It was like 38.
Just making excuses because of the weather. But it is very hot in Dubai at the minute, very humid. So 44 minutes for your 10K. Basically what happened is you set off at the same time as all the female runners. You led out from the beginning. You know, you was like, I've got this, I'm just going to lead the way and do my 10K as quick as I can. And at the end of the race, they announced winners. And the winner wasn't you, it was someone else that apparently overtook you, but you knew that didn't overtake you.
Yeah, I mean, if she overtook me, she must have been at the speed of light. Yeah. And I must have had my eyes closed. That's the only way she could have passed me. But
is that going to be looked at, or is it just finished with now? Do you just give up and admit defeat, or what?
Yeah, I guess. Carry on.
Yeah?
I don't care. Whatever.
She doesn't care anymore.
I know, in my heart.
Yeah. No, I think obviously when we get past a certain age, you know, like, we have our priorities. Like, for you, it might be work, it might be trying to grow this Original Culprit brand, and it just takes more of a, you know, our fitness might just take a bit of a back step. You know, I mean, we're still going to stay fit, but we're not going to spend much time on it and get to a point to where we're going to maybe go to semi-finals. I think that's what people understand, that, you know, we have different things going on and we can't always commit 2 to 3 hours a day to train for something that might not even happen. You might go up a rope and just slip, literally, and then just not make it. So, yeah, I sort of I get that, because I'm at the same stage of my life where my CrossFit career is just over. But it's funny that you should say High Rocks, because we're just going to start a High Rocks program as well at the gym. Yep,
I've seen that.
So we start on Sunday.
That's cool.
So I think Dubai is always progressing when it comes to fitness, and High Rocks is getting to a state now where people are wanting to do it, and it's getting pretty big.
Yep.
They found a sort of different niche of people that, some CrossFitters are going over, some runners are coming over to CrossFit to get better at High Rocks, so it's kind of combine the two. But for me, I just think that High Rocks is definitely a running workout. There's a shitload of running in there.
For sure.
Obviously, for people that don't know, it's a pretty long run. You've got like 8K in there, I think, for the individuals. And in between, you've got exercises such as like ski erg or sled pushes, or what else would you do?
There's rowing, wall balls, burpee broad jumps, things like that.
So it's basically run, exercise. Yep. And if you're a decent athlete, how long would the race take you?
I mean, I think these top athletes are coming in under an hour now. So
yeah, I mean, that's a long time to be going at a fast pace. 8K of running plus all the machines and wall balls and sandbags, I think, maybe.
Yep.
Sled
Sandbag
pushes.
Lunges, farmer carry. Yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, I think that's definitely the route.
Definitely your job. Well, you have the running background, right? Yep. So it's kind of like Matt Fraser and his weightlifting background and winning the games. It definitely helps.
Yep.
So you're set in stone to maybe crush some High Rocks events.
Maybe a wee triathlon as well.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do a triathlon?
Maybe. I'm just learning how to swim again.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Have you used Mike Bourne for your swimming lessons or not? Oh, you've not, have you? Mate, he's going to be listening to this podcast. Mike listens to all the podcasts. He's now going to know that you're going to some different swimming coach for swimming lessons.
I'm going to Bree. So
he's still going to be devastated.
Sorry.
So I think High Rocks is coming to Dubai. The actual event, High Rocks, is going to come to Dubai.
2nd of September.
2nd of September.
Yeah.
So I think everyone's on sort of this High Rocks hype now of CrossFit gyms are sort of creating blocks to come in and basically get better at running and all the exercises in between. Are you doing that at warehouse or?
Yeah, I'm just doing a mix of different things, just try and find my groove of what I want to do. So Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So keep your eye out for the new and upcoming High Rocks champion of Dubai.
Heard it here first.
Yeah. Before we go, you got anything that you'd like to tell my listeners or watchers? Any piece of advice or?
Advice?
Yeah. I think a lot of people look up to you in different ways, whether it's, someone coming to the gym and seeing you as, this healthy coach that lives a life in a certain way. You've obviously got your little original culprit brand as well. Yeah. So I think some people would like to maybe hear a couple of words from you.
I guess maybe just if you want to do something in your life, you need to go for it. If you want to compete, come and join join this throwdown. If you want to start your own business, just start it and see how it goes. If it fails, who cares? Just try again or learn from your mistakes. That's
So there's never a right time.
No.
Just start.
Start
it. Awesome. I like that advice. Well, thank you, Deborah, for coming on to my podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we did get through it in one piece.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been good.
I see. This is first of many podcasts for Debs.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, if you want to sign her up for your podcast, then just drop in her DMs. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
A big thank you to our main podcast sponsor, Practical, for supplying guests with some tasty snacks, and you guys for watching on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and let us know what you think by dropping a message in the comment section below.